Believe it or not, but you come first.
Looks fabulous, darling.
Oh, well, wonderful. My hair looks fabulous.
We're recording.
Oh, we're recording already. So, hi, everybody. This is Alexandra Epple,
Hi, I'm Tara Coyote.
and I help women move through menopause gracefully, and I'm a yoga health coach, and Tara is
I work with people with cancer, and I also work with people in a therapeutic way with horses.
Yeah, and we thought we have a little chat here today about why self-care is so important and how we can put ourselves first, because that's really what needs to happen. We need to put ourselves first. Otherwise, self-care is just not gonna happen. And I know that Tara has a super powerful story around, her own cancer journey, and she had to put herself first. If she hadn't put herself first, she wouldn't heal from this major disease. And so, Tara, what do you think? Why is self-care so important, and why do we need to put ourselves first?
Oh, well, I tend to be the type of person who I put everybody else first before myself. And when cancer came along, a serious cancer diagnosis, it was like a wake-up call, a big knock on the head. It's like, okay, I need to learn how to put myself first. And I'm still learning every single day, because if you can't take care of yourself, you're no good at taking care of everybody else, basically.
Yeah, it's this idea of when your own cup is not completely full and we start giving to others, we're starting to give from an empty cup. And then what?
Right,
Then we're giving
right.
from emptiness. And how good is that giving or that receiving from someone who is empty already? How is that going to feel?
Exactly. And you just become more depleted, and then you're just giving from a place of just exhaustion, and then you become frustrated and resentful. And so, yeah, self-care is so important all the way around.
Yeah. Now that I really think about that, I really deserve taking care of myself.
How do you take care of yourself, Alexandra? That
How
I'd
do I
ask.
take care of myself? Oh, so many things, it's so funny. I have my self-care really dialed in, honestly. I say probably the three top things that I do that are absolutely non-negotiable, whatever I do and wherever I go, is first of all, good food. I mean, there's non-negotiable. I go to great lengths in finding good food. Like, even if I go on a road trip, I pack my cooler full of organic food and homegrown food as much as I can. And if I go on this road trip, I just cook my own food, because I know if I'm, say, driving through Nevada or some kind of lonely place, that I probably am only going to get to places like, I don't even know the names of places, like Denny's or something like that, and I don't want to eat that stuff. So food is
Right.
huge for me. Then the second thing that's huge for me is self-massage. I do like a form of Ayurvedic self-massage with lots of oil. And that's really important to ground myself, because I travel a lot. So that oil is really heavy and grounding, and it helps me arrive in places really fast. So that's probably number two. And then I would say number three would be meditation. And that's really moved up in the last few years to that spot. And I'm really noticing that if I don't meditate, my day goes completely differently. But if I do
Mhm.
meditate, it's like, wow, I can handle so much more stress. I can handle so many more difficult situations. I can handle, I don't know, people, coming on to me for some reason or another. I'm much more able to stay grounded and centered. So I don't know, that's my three things that I do. What are you three things? Because you have very specific things that you do right now. And then there are probably things that you have been doing for a long time.
Yes, I'm still in a natural healing routine, healing cancer. So I do a full-on routine every single day. It's definitely takes up a lot of my day. So I think the meditation part is key, like you were saying, good self-care and a spiritual practice. I do Kundalini yoga, and that's important for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also think eating great food is wonderful, and I can definitely feel it when I don't eat well. It makes a huge impact. And for me too, spending time in nature and with my horses and my animals are wonderful for me to tap back into myself, and the earth is so rejuvenating in itself. So spending time in nature is wonderful for self-care for all of us, I think.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, there's so many things we could be naming right now. I want to go back to this question though, why is self-care so important? Because I think there's much more to be extracted, because I think it's very interesting. I have had a lot of conversations with clients over the years about, yes, they sort of conceptually get that self-care is important, but then on a deeper level, like the feeling level and the body level, they just can't do it for some reason or another. Yeah. I think I'm gonna just go for it. I'm gonna do it, and I want to fake it until I make it. That's what I'm gonna do. That's it. So, from your point of view, from having worked with people, what do you think that deeper blockage, or I don't want to call it blockage, but that deeper inability to do self-care, where that comes from? Because many people,
great question.
People say it's time, and people say it's money, and people say it's like, well, I have to take care of my kids or my husband or whatnot. But do you got a sense of what that deeper sense is? Why people don't take care of themselves?
It's a great question. For me, I think it comes up as self-sabotage, maybe knowing you're not deserving or thinking you're not deserving of really being at your full potential. And I think once someone really knows that they deserve to live a happy, full life and be completely healthy, then they'll step into that self-care more and take that time to go to the yoga class or go for a walk or read a book, whatever it may be for them. But yeah, knowing they're worthy of receiving, maybe that's definitely there for me.
I think that is way huge, right? That level of self-worth and thinking, yes, I'm deserving no matter what I do or who I am, that I'm really worthy of receiving. I so agree on that level.
Right.
And it's like this, for me, it's kind of that recognition that I'm part of God, or I'm a creation of God, or I am God, depending on your religion. You may view it this from a different angle. But just realizing that somehow I'm related to God, or I am God, makes me so deserving, because God would not want me to not take care of myself. And not to make this very religious here, but and make this woo-woo, but I think on a very deeper spiritual level, I could see like, wow, yeah, I deserve that on a very deep level. On every cell of my body, we deserve that.
Just by being born in our current incarnation, we deserve it. It's really important to wipe away the self-concepts that we picked up in childhood that we thought we weren't worthy of whatever it is. So just to really step into our full potentials with whatever it is, our health, our career, our relationships. Yeah, it's almost so much potential to tap into, really.
Totally. It's almost that thing of, can we allow ourselves to shine? Are we courageous enough to let ourselves shine and step into the fullness of ourselves and our authentic self?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then, I'm from Germany too. I want to add this too. And I'm very practical. And I see things from a very efficiency standpoint. And I think self-care is just so important simply out of efficiency. Because what happens if I don't take care of myself, then down the road I may get sick. And whether that's just a flu, or maybe that's a major disease or a chronic disease or whatever, if I don't take care of myself, some way down the road, that's probably going to show up in my body or mind somehow. And then Auntie Mary and friend Sue and whatever friend Bernie and Jane so-and-so need to take care of me. And all of those resources are tapped, and all these people have to come to help to make me feel better. Maybe they bring me food, or they lend me money, or they counsel me, or whatever all this. And what an energy vortex we are creating there. And if I had taken care of myself in the first place, that wouldn't have happened. So
it's a really brilliant point you brought up there. It's that efficiency with your German sense. I love that. That's so true. And for me, standing the viewpoint of having a stage 3 cancer diagnosis, if I look back to all those things that depleted me, that I did. If I had taken your viewpoint and said, okay, Tara, you need to put yourself first, I might possibly have avoided this. So you're right. That's brilliant.
I don't, that, the cup's empty. I'm thirsty, but I don't know. What, that bowl. Dang, it's empty too. Maybe I should fill it first. How about that? I'm gonna fill it. I'm gonna just fill it with tons of stuff. I think when it's full, it's gonna give me something. Let's check it out. Woohoo! That is so interesting that you even have that courage to look at yourself that way.
Oh yeah, well, you have to. So you can use that viewpoint now, or I should say I can use that viewpoint now to really step up the self-care. I see that a lot with people working with breast cancer specifically, because we tend to be givers, right? It's our breasts, we're nurturers, and we tend to overgive, and then it comes back and we get this diagnosis, and it's a wake-up call to true health. But it can be often challenging for certain people who are givers.
Such a good point. Now, the breast cancer being the fourth chakra related, and the fourth chakra all about caregiving, about giving love, caretaking, and there's like this outpouring of, let's call it love, or the outpouring of helping others, but then that outpouring is too much, and then that shows up in depletion on some level in that area of issues. Yeah. So much from a metaphysical perspective. So let's close our conversation with just like, what are some beginning things people can do? Like, how do we even know? So if we go on a scale here from giving and receiving, I like that a lot. That's always my starting point with people. I ask them, hey, what's the scale? Here's giving and here's receiving. Which one is heavier? So if the giving is heavier, it drops down and the receiving is up here, then it means we are in imbalance. There needs to be a balance between giving and receiving. And if that balance isn't there, then either if it's like this, we feel depleted, or if we're receiving too much, we may also feel like we have a lack of purpose. So somewhere in between, we gotta find that balance between giving and receiving. So that's kind of my starting point with people always when I talk to them, like, where's that scale? And for most people, the giving is much heavier than the receiving, as women anyway. Yeah. Any beginning thoughts or starting thoughts for people to start out with on the self-care journey? And
I would say, and what I see with people going through cancers, just a few things I'll mention is slowing down and really tuning into your own needs. Do I need to eat now? Do I need to rest now? Do I need some support? Do I need to spend time with a friend? And sleep, I know sleep is a big thing you talk about. Sleep is so important too. If you have a proper night's sleep, you're so much more energized than if you have, say, 4 hours. And just really tuning into what you need in the moment, which is not what you needed yesterday or the following day. It's in the moment. It may be a nap, maybe a walk, and just really learning to gauge that from moment to moment, basically.
Love it. It's like moment to moment awareness of the body and what the body needs. Awesome. Love it.
Exactly. What about you? What do you think?
Well, my closing thoughts were really that scale. Ask yourself, are you giving or receiving more? And start there, which actually we're kind of talking about similar things. We're talking about awareness. You're talking about awareness in the body, like what do I need right now? And I was coming at from more the mental perspective. Analyze in your mind, am I giving or receiving more? And then if you are giving more than receiving, ask yourself, what do I need? What do I need to ask for in order to receive more, so that the balance comes back?
Gotcha. I love hearing that. Thank you for sharing that with me. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. I think that's good for today. So thanks for listening. This is Alexandra Epple with alexandraepple.com and Tara Coyote with
cancerwarriors.com.
Awesome. Good to talk to you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.